What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Asia session stream. I hope you guys are doing great. I am doing amazing. Today, I ended up taking two trades, two wins. One of them being live with you guys, and one of them being alone. So, first trade that I took today was just a super easy continuation out of that 670 level right here, with the take profit being at 86. That was the first trade. And second trade that I took was with you. Let me show you guys exactly the trade that I took. It was this one. We ended up taking most of that candle on that push here. I got stopped. I got stopped with like I think my take profit was here. But, beautiful win. I definitely wanted to see some more profits along the way, but I got 40 points today and I was definitely satisfied with it. So, currently on this daily chart, let me know what you guys think the bias is for tomorrow. This is a very different day though, because we had a 1,138 bullish daily candle. This is crazy. 1,100 handles on a daily candle. Of course, it happened in the past, but we're starting to see the market move again, which is great. And those kind of moves, I would say, I did not see that happening during the during the month of August. So, we'll see what happens. But for me, let's start with my bias overall. What I think is going to happen within the next day with the current closure and how the market is. And then I'll dissect what I see on the lower time frames and the potential opportunities that we can get within the session. Number one, what's up, guys? I hope you guys did great today, and it was definitely a day where I think a lot of you guys FOMO'd. Not necessarily you guys, but a lot of people in general FOMO'd. So, you know, let's wipe it off if you did, and let's start from the ground up. So here, my camp is so close here. You guys literally see my everything. All right. So first things first, daily chart absolutely bullish. Okay, why? It's pretty easy to say on this daily chart. We are closing above the previous daily high. We are disrespecting all the structure to the left, closing extremely strong above 900 handles above the opening price. What does that mean? It means that for me, this daily candle is filled with buyers ready to defend their positions and generate new highs in the market. Number one, I would never short this market before that daily high gets taken out. That's one thing that I would never do. Number two, those highs here are what I call an easy money trade. When you have such an aggressive candle displacing and closing very strong, close to those highs, then especially when they're almost equal highs and stacked highs, accumulation highs, then the easy money trade would be to take the long all the way here towards those highs and then potentially wait for the market to reverse. Here, if you were looking at a 1 minute chart, would you buy or would you sell the next candle? That's pretty much every time I look at my daily chart, every time I look at my hourly chart, that's the first question I'm asking myself. If you were looking at a 1 minute chart, would you buy or would you sell? And if it's not obvious, if you don't know exactly where the next candle will go, you got to stay out. Okay, you got to chill. So for me, it's a buy all the way. And let's dissect whatever can happen within this daily chart in order for us to see that bullish distribution. So here, for me, I'm looking only for longs within the next day. So that opening price becomes one of the most important levels that I can have on my chart. And there's multiple things that can happen. Here, we can move up, accumulate, then manipulate to the downside, potentially try to find a long when we get back up around the 900s, and then see the distribution to the upside. There is a lot of things that can happen, but let's talk about the trades that I could take within the Asia session the daily chart is aligned with the hourly for me, for my entries, the way that I frame my trades. So here, in order for me to look for a trade, I would want to see some sort of breaks of structures to the upside and us disrespecting structure on the hourly. So one thing that could be good is if we have this hourly candle breaking above 81, creating that engulfing candle, engulfing the opening price of those last two bearish bars. Once we have this, I'll treat this hourly candle as a way that to find my buyers basically, and I will trade with it back towards the daily high. That could be one play. We could also see potentially that first hourly candle, so from 6 to 7 p.m. being a down close candle that will grab some more liquidity below that low. And then at that point, we would need to wait for the 7 to 8 p.m. 1 hour candle to sweep the low and close back within the range, pointing towards that high, and then using it as fuel in order to see that daily high. Okay, so those are the two opportunities I could see within the 2 hours and a half that I have with you guys. For me, the daily high has a lot of chances of being hit within the first 3 hours of the Asia session, especially when 8 p.m. is going to hit. And yeah, so in terms of the daily, then you can see here, this is exactly the same kind of, say, drill that we did yesterday. If I'm expecting the next daily candle to be bullish, every single candle has an open, high, low, and close. If my prediction, if my overall framework is based on, I'm looking at higher time frame candles, and I'm looking at the higher time frame chart, and I treat it as a 1 minute chart, and I have a very good ability to predict the closure of the next candle, then we can dissect that candle into multiple phases. Okay, if I'm expecting the next candle to be bullish and close bullish because of the structure, then here what I would want to see is, okay, us getting above that daily high during the Asia session and starting to accumulate above that high. Okay, then potentially going back down below the daily opening price during the London session to create what? A fake out slash the low of day slash the low of a future bullish candle. We don't know yet that it's going to be the low of that future bullish candle until we start getting back up and we start invalidating that shift in market structure. And once we reflip above that daily opening price, okay, potentially London's going to form the low of day. When we're going to open up during the New York session, hopefully we'll be already above the Asia high, and we're going to use higher time frame gaps in our advantage to see if they're being respected, to then trade back and see that candle fluctuating to the upside and distributing as a daily candle. And then potentially if he keeps going throughout the day and we're just creating highs and highs, then the last part of a candle is the closure. And usually we do see some sort of retracement, 20, 30, 35% of that daily range to see the closure. So there is 4 parts in a candle. Number 1, accumulation. Number 2, the manipulation. Number 3, the distribution. And number 4, the closure. And the close is always a move down to on a bullish move from the daily chart to create the top wick of that daily bullish candle. So this is what could happen. We could have those sessions being completely let's say we could have a scenario like today, which is going to be Asia forms the low of day. So this is like a scenario that could happen for sure. So Asia opens up, drives lower first, and then shifts above the previous daily high. London accumulates, starts pumping, and then we have pre-market being a pump, and then 9:30 opens and just rushes up. This is a little bit, I would say, like this profile ends up happening quite often, I would say, but is not necessarily the classic buy day. Say London, and then that would be the New York session. We could also have, you know, price. The last thing I could see price doing is, oof, that was good. Okay, price chops throughout London. That would be probably the greatest trade ever. The freest trade ever would be that one. If during the Asia session we create an accumulation going down like this, okay, so low resistance liquidity accumulation, then during the London session we also accumulate. And then when we open during the New York session, we open up lower, sweeping the London low. Let's say this would be A, this would be L, and New York would open up right here. We would sweep the low of the London session, potentially form the low of day, flip right back above the opening price, okay, of that daily bar slash the London high. Use this London high as the break of structure, so as the market structure shift, true market structure shift, and then would see that Asia liquidity and us ramping back up all the way to the close of that day. So that is something also that I could see happening. But these are all the scenarios I can potentially see within the day. Damn, that was a crazy yap. But that's pretty much everything that I can frame and can think about. But let's say, like, if we dissect that previous daily bar, like, it's the same exact thing, same exact process here. For me, looking at this daily chart, I would never try to short this, ever. Even if there's liquidity, even if there's an SMT, I don't mind. For me, the strongness of that candle is telling me that the likelihood of us reaching that high, that previous high on the daily, is more than us reaching that daily low because of the aggression that we had above that high. Okay, that's how I see it. I never try to predict a candle that will end up being a reversal, because those kind of reversal candles, you'll be able to predict them only in a super choppy market, you know. So let's say here, if I dissect this daily candle into the hourly, and let's say I use this indicator showing me the daily, how it moves, you'll see that daily will close, we open up, we go higher, then here we sweep that internal low, we form low of day, we shift right back above the Asia high. Okay, London's gonna open up. Okay, so midnight opens, we push up, London opens, but we already formed the manipulation below that bottom week. Okay, so that would be accumulation plus manipulation in one session. Okay, and then right there I would only look for a distribution. So London starts pushing up, we're breaking structure, all those bullish gaps is really where you would want to see price accept higher prices. And that you see, like, that 5 a.m. bar sweeps the low, accepts the gap, that could be such a clean entry, targeting that and then going break even. That's how I see my moves on the higher time frame. And then goes up, and then the New York session opens up right there, and then the rest is pretty much a bullish distribution. Of course, usually you're gonna have like moves back towards like you're gonna have mean reversion moves back towards the 930 open quite often. I would say you're not gonna see that kind of distribution. That doesn't happen too often. I would say like that. Usually even if the daily candle ends up closing bullish overall, like the likelihood of you seeing such an easy distribution without deep pullbacks is so low. So don't take that day into account where, like, oh my god, it's so easy to read a classic buy day. It's not. Which is also the reason why I decide to trade the way that I do, which is scalp, even if my models give me they give me a lot of opportunities on the higher time frame, but I prefer scalping. You are great, Amos. You are great at reading charts and analyzing situations to enter a trade. I wonder if this talent, he's gonna say some dumb shit, crosses into dating side. Can you read your date / girl? My bro, I'm not gonna say too much. This is a trading stream, not a dating app. All right, my brother. But you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, from 1 to 10, how good do you think my game is? Okay, unbiased opinion. Don't don't take into account that that I trade. Java man, you're referring to what strategy exactly? Yo, Migs. You gotta chill, bro. Yeah. You can't bait me like that. I was gonna say it. Told this girl I'm talking to, I'm a trader, and she's been acting real nice lately. Is she? Bro, I think every girl I've ever said that I was a trader to were like, isn't that gambling? That is literally the first thing they say to me. Isn't that the same thing as gambling? If you don't know the outcome, isn't that gambling? I'm like, okay, do you know the outcome when you're gonna start a business? They're like, no, that's gambling. Let's go gambling. Hello, goat. What's up, my brother? Yeah, we can go over like the orb. I would say like the orb has been working so well within the last few weeks. So like a lot of people have a lot, like, caught attention to that, especially since it's like mostly the low of day. If you just go break even, you just caught the low of day. Um, so okay, so first, that open is absolutely horrible. I hate, those opens with no manipulation to the downside. Even if I'm bullish, I would want the hourly bar to have swept, I would say, at least 62, and then start to close back within the range. I don't like to let that low intact first, and I don't like the fact that this candle doesn't have a bigger downwick. Um, that's usually not the greatest sign. Of course, it's only been 20 minutes since the open of that bar, so we'll wait. Okay, let me look at the comments right there. Dude's kicked. For what? But bro, you don't use the 4 hour. Um, I like the 4 hour for sure. I just think the 4 hour doesn't respect my framework as much as the hourly, the 15 in general. It's like the 4 hour for me is like the 30. The 30-minute chart, I can't really frame a trade plus entry without seeing aggressive moves in the opposite direction. I just don't use those time frames as much in order to frame a trade. That's really because of how inconsistent they are to hitting my draw. You know, that's pretty much why. But I use the 4 hour, of course, but it's just a little bit less. Chase money and girls will chase you. Only advice. That advice is so tough. I like that. Charismas, yeah. 7 out of 10. Okay. Game 7 out of 10. Okay. 10 out of 10 game. Nah, dude, yo game is A1 sauce. Once you get payouts, game doesn't matter. Facts. I've been watching yours and Nick's old videos. Y'all cold for real. Which videos are you referring to? Don't tell me it's the videos on the party bus. Because we cooked there, for sure. Nick definitely cooked more than me. Also, I'm seeing your post on X about the orb strategy. How do you take that? Can you show us the rules? Yeah, we can get into that in a little bit for sure. Can definitely get into that. Who wants a little bit more details about the orb strategy? The thing is, I still did not refine the way that I answer on it. Like, there's big moves to catch, of course, but the entry is hard depending on how much we're gonna expend after the entry. It's like pretty much a prediction. You're predicting a lot. You're basically predicting that the high is gonna be taken out. Gambling doesn't have a stop loss. I disagree. You definitely do have a stop loss sometimes. Yeah, it's definitely different than buying a scratch ticket, that's for sure. Man, my nickname in college was Sly. I used to introduce myself and say I'm a gambler and I drink heavily, and they love the bad boy for sure. Brother, do you see my face? If I say that, they're gonna laugh. And you're like, "Yo, you're not him, pal." After you're you're not that guy, pal. Not the buddy. It will be pal this time. I learned from you yet. Would you not consider the last hour of action from yesterday to be the dip or manipulation? I would. I would want to see that. That's the thing. It's like you just don't know when it is going to be ready to push. So you got to wait for those closures. So for me, let's say the best scenario that could happen is, you see how this 4 hour candle closed and we're opening up higher. I would want to see us dig within that unfilled 4 hour gap. Okay, but the daily is showing me bullish signs. The 4 hour is telling me, oh, on the lower time frame, we have more chances of hitting this gap than the high of that bar. On the hourly, it's saying the same. We're breaking below that low or being aggressive. We have more chances of seeing the gap than that high currently. Okay, but the daily is a higher time frame than this, so the daily takes control. We could definitely need that high because of that strong daily closure before needing to go back towards that gap, filling it, and then potentially creating low of day. You see, so that's how I think about it. It's you gotta, even if you have a certain, I would say, best case scenario, which is for me going back all the way down to like 37. Best case scenario is we actually chop during the Asia plus London, and then we catch that distribution during the New York session. That kind of move, it never happens, unfortunately. It happens like 3 times in a month, maybe 4. You know? Let me read the chat right here. I just pulled it out again. Hour is the best for me. For me, the 1 hour is the best. For scalps, like, for me, 1 hour is the best. How long did it take you before being consistent? Um, Hard to say. Made so much progress even from last year to now. It's like I've been consistent, but then this few things were wrong about the way that I approached my entries and things that I did not take into account as mechanical as I should. So like I've been consistent for from since like 2020, like since 2024, really. Um, Not always like all green months. Absolutely not. There was terrible months throughout the way. But I would say I've had my strategy since 2023 slash 2024, and I've seen a lot of growth since. But it's always up and down. You know, I'm not gonna be here to say that as soon as you find a certain strategy or as soon as you reach a certain level, you request 4 or 5 payouts, you immediately become profitable, and then you never, have bad months, and you never have to adapt to the market. This is false. For me, it has been a roller coaster. Sometimes it has been great months. Sometimes it has been horrible months. But had the answer, it would be since 2024. Moss, you asked us to rate you in your dating side. I think you are a 4 out of 10 in dating game. Yo, that guy is tweaking. AJ, you're absolutely tweaking. But this is Tradeify, so you know the woman that interviews Trader. Yeah, absolutely. It's Miriam. She's my sister. Can you go into details on how you use the Fibonacci retracement? I'll do it. I'll do it when we do the orb. Any plans on trading stock futures? That's an amazing question. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think I'll definitely look at it. I don't have any data regarding those stock futures, or like stocks in general. I would I would hope my framework works as well as it does on NQ, but we never know. Oh my god, so rude. Yeah, do you see? They've been saying that I have no game. You guys are actually rude. Sorry if it's been asked already. I'm new here. What is that indicator? I knew it. As soon as someone starts with "I'm sorry," you already know they're asking for that indicator. I got you. The indicator is called ICT HTF candles by Pari. Did getting your first payout give you more confidence and certainly in your skills? What did it feel like? I would say there is nothing like a payout. A payout for me gave me less satisfaction than a beautiful backtesting session where it went amazing, and I was like, oh my god, I can do that over and over, and I have a down edge. That's for me. So like, didn't getting my first payout gave me more confidence in my skill? I would say no, because I requested my first payout back in like what, early 2023, and I mean, it was not from the same strategy I trade now. So there was certainly a part of luck, which then, of course, I was confident, but it was not the right confidence. It was ego. It was like, oh shit, this shit is too easy. I'm just gonna keep over leveraging, keep trading the same exact way. But then you see that the strategy that you're trading doesn't work if you're following all your rules. And then you start saying to yourself, oh shit, am I really the problem? And then when you get to that conclusion, then you go back to the drawing board, you go in backtest, and you're like, okay, if I actually did enter there with my stop loss there and my take profit there, or here, if you're talking about 6-7 Williams, if you're there in the chat, it's here or there, I guess. But with your stop loss at a certain area, then you're gonna be like, okay, it actually doesn't give me good results. So that, in that part, that payout gave me confidence to trade a way that did not work. But I kept trading that way. Then I realized, oh, maybe the way that I trade is the reason why I'm so undisciplined. My strategy is the reason why I'm so, I'm over trading. There is way too many opportunities. I don't have enough conditions before entering a trade. So I see setups everywhere. And I'm always looking at, as soon as price moves, I'm like, damn, why did I not see that move going? Like, it was so easy. But in fact, it was just in hindsight. I think, that cycle, those thoughts in general, they led me to think a different way about, everything related to getting confidence. It's like you can get 5 payouts back to back, but for me, if you don't know exactly that the way that you trade or the way that you entered those trades is something that you can repeat in the future, like if you don't know that, for me, it's a question of time before you give that money back to the market. I love you, Moss. You are the go-to when analyzing the chart. I learned a lot from you. Please ignore my comments. I was just trying to be funny. It's all good, AJ. I know it's you, so I don't ban you, or like I don't time you out. That's the thing. Like I know, I know you're tweaking sometimes, but it's all right. Moss, you should try trading. You seem like you would be good at it. Did you get a 4-trade losing streak? What's your maximum? Way more than that. So, like, my biggest losing streak was probably 9. But that's the thing, though. It's like when you gather data, you understand that there's like, in statistics in general, knowing that wins and losses are completely randomly distributed, there will be periods of times where you're going to encounter some results that are not going to be meaningful to the overall average that you're going to receive. It's either going to be a way too big of a losing streak or way too big of a winning streak. Like that is like in, let's say, winning streak with a low risk reward would be like 20 in the 20s, like 23 back-to-back wins. You're not going to see that too often, but you're going to see that in backtest, especially since you have no emotions. But you know that, okay, I went to a 22 trade winning streak. This, if it doesn't really happen in the future, I know this was just the market meeting with my strategy and me being able to make the best out of it, but it's not necessarily meaningful in the big picture. So I don't really mind the biggest losing streak because it could be random sometimes. You could have like a pretty large losing streak, and it doesn't really have any impact on your overall edge. It's just the market not being able to meet with your strategy. Are you going to ban me? No. Why would I? If you give me a reason to. The two things that pisses me off the most, I'm actually not gonna say it because people are gonna start trolling me, and if everyone starts trolling me, then I can't ban everyone. But you know what? Alright, I can. You see that read? That was so tough. That was a high IQ move right there. I know you guys so much. Chatting nonsense. You can just dip also if you want. Mirror. Bring back the fruits. No one's there to make me the fruits. I guess I'm not gonna eat fruit. Bring Tony on the stream. That would be sick. Did we ever bring a producer on the stream? I don't think so. I think, yeah, but in real life though. Nah. No, I'm not in a trade. I am still waiting. We can start the light goals though. I'm definitely down to run some giveaways. We only give away I gave away like 2 accounts yesterday, I think. That's lame. I only gave away 2 accounts. Shit. But maybe today I'll do the same thing I did on the trading floor, which is gonna be reward people for being active in the chat. You know? Maybe I'll do that. It was a complete chaos though, but okay, 110 likes. Okay, so the first like goal will be 300. When are we gonna get to see Roman rip on the guitar? I don't know. Does he play guitar? I am definitely not going short here. 100%. Currently, within this range, there is nothing happening. Okay, we are stuck inside that 60-point range within the last 40 minutes. So let's stay patient. Let's wait for a strong closure. And the thing is, right there, with how big of a move we saw, what comes after distribution is accumulation, okay, or after close action, which is pretty much accumulation again. So in this case, we have to be very careful of just trading anything that we see. Well, London stream, he did it on the London stream? No way. Hamas, question from yesterday's live about your read of the market condition this week. Like you're asking me what's my read? What's my overall read for this week? It's pretty much like I had a bullish bias this week going into this week because of how we close on the weekly. You can see here we failed to close below Monday's low, rejecting the gap to the left. And when I see such an aggressive candle, 1,000 points in terms of down wick, and we are way closer to the up wick of that bar than the down wick of it, then usually I am bullish going into the week. And what happened right there is that Monday and Tuesday ended up being extreme distribution, meaning that we're already back above those 2 weekly highs, which took such a long time to. You see this action, it was 2 weeks of price action. With one bar, we probably made more. We almost made more points within the last 2 days than the last 2 weeks distributed. So I would say it's this candle has a pretty big likelihood of closing bullish. So we opened up during Monday, formed the low, flipped right back above the opening price. We're distributing to the upside. What is most likely going to happen? Potentially just seeing the daily chart, we are going to sweep that high on the next day, and then potentially chop on Wednesday. I would see potentially also chop on Thursday, and then closing strong on Friday. That could happen. Or it could be a distribution on Wednesday again, and then a pullback on Thursday, Friday. But I don't see that weekly candle going higher than 100. It wouldn't make any sense in terms of like how big that distribution was. You got to look at the size, the average size of those candles. You can't have a weekly candle that will close here. Like, of course you can, but like, what are the odds of that happening? I'm not necessarily gonna remain bullish for the rest of the week because of that. We have a healthy pullback to make because of how crazy today's move was. That's, in my opinion, that has a lot of chances of happening. This is why I don't want to buy currently with a lot of. I'm not too aggressive right now, and the reason why is because I think we could still see an Asia being a chop, a London being a chop, and then New York session opens lower, and then we go back towards the daily high. We could see that happening because of how big that move was. If I just take that daily range, like we are not retracing at all. You could definitely see the upper portion of that candle before moving. Does that help? But I would say, like, I look at the size of those candles and how much they distributed already on the weekly. And here, since we already distributed around almost 2,000 points, then for me, I would not expect, especially Thursday and Friday, to be distribution days to the upside. I would expect us to chop a little bit more than anything else, to just create a bigger top wick. Do you use Bookmap? No, I don't. I don't use Bookmap. Do you, Carl? Put me on. Let me know what's your best feature. Like, what are you using every single day with Bookmap that helps you finding trades? If you are just starting off, where would you recommend one to look into? Mumu, Weeble. I would look into prop firms first. I would not try to play with my own money, or like deposit $10,000 in a broker with no education of technical analysis or understanding of that business in general. One thing that I would do is I would try to educate myself at first before actually putting money in those brokers. And I would say for the thing that is the most friendly for beginners is definitely prop firms because you don't have to put down a lot of money and you can make mistakes and not pay a big price for it. We're seeing some movement here from that 15-minute bar. We might have an hourly candle that ends up closing as an inside bar, so that can give us a pretty good play for the 7 to 8 p.m. move. Let's see. Might start moving at 650. That's really what I think is going to happen. I think we flush going into tomorrow just to get bought up and grind up again to end up the week. Yeah, probably. That would be the best scenario in my opinion. To see Asia chop, it's always the best scenario. It's like an easy read on the daily. Then, like let's say like you have a day that you predict a bullish closure from the next daily candle basically. Asia and London chops, New York opens, sweep both those lows, flips back above the opening price of the daily chart, and also above those time-based liquidity, and then you use it as structure in order to see higher prices. But like I said, those kind of days, they only happen like maybe 3 to 4 times in a month, and even that you can get faked out. Poppy Amos, when you gonna see me again? What do you mean? Did I ever see you? Did I ever see you? How do you read the inside candles? That's such an amazing question. How do I read the inside candles? I'll show you exactly how I read them because there was a scenario I remember talking about it on Tradeify TV. Damn, so like I remember this day exactly like if it was yesterday. We're so locked in on those Asia sessions. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But let's start with let's start here. So this is an inside bar candle. Okay, so there is a high and a low within the previous range. Okay, so how do I see this? If a candle did not trade above the previous candle's high or below the previous candle's low, we are in a situation where we have an inside bar, meaning that you have the formation of a, I would say, a low resistance dip. Okay, if I go on the lower time frames, let's say I go on the hourly, you'll see it's a chop. Okay, and then here on this daily chart, I would mark out the high and the low of that previous bar. And one thing that I know is that there is those highs and lows are usually extremely sensible. And how I view them is that this candle was an accumulation candle on the daily chart. If we did not trade above or below the previous candle's high and low, then this is A. This is my A, accumulation. So then, whatever we sweep first, either the high or the low, I will look for immediate reactions from those extremes. So if we sweep that low and then we start pumping back up, I know there's a pretty big likelihood that we start seeing a distribution at least back to 50% of that bar. Or if we get too much ground up, okay, like this, I know we are most likely going to hit the high of that previous range. Okay, so the opposite side of the range, if we get above, I would say 60 to 70% of that previous bar fib retracement, and then try to scalp the move up. So how do I view it? I view those extremes as being support and resistance levels where I want to find the distribution in. So here, let's say I treat this bar as accumulation. If we sweep that low and we shift and we get over 50% of that wick, for me, I am going to target the opposite side of the range, predicting that that was A, the move below that low was M, so manipulation. And then once we started to see the move back up above 50% of that bar, then we're going to see D, a distribution, and then potentially a close. So if I go, the daily chart is related to the hourly for me, how I read it. So let's see how I can do it. Let's say I mark out that high and that low, then I'll drop down to the hourly chart and I'll mark out, let's say I pull out my fib, and the level that really spikes my interest is this one. If we start being very aggressive above this, then I know there's a pretty big likelihood of us reaching the opposite side. So then let's mark out those three levels, and those highs and lows are things that I'm going to look for, are basically sensible areas where I'm going to look. I'm not going to look to trade that reversal. That's the thing that people don't understand. I'm not going to wait for the first shift in market structure and enter here predicting that we form the low of day. That would be like a monster trade with a lower risk to reward, a higher risk to reward, but lower win rate. What I would do is that I would wait for us to start distributing and just catching a piece within that distribution. So let's say we opened up, went lower, and then here when we start being very aggressive to the upside, this is the moment where I'm like, okay, now we have quite some chances of seeing the distribution back up towards the opposite side. Let me wait for more structure, and then here once we break, then I know I have a change in a state of delivery on the hourly. Now I can potentially try to enter here and target the opposite side of the range. You see? But those moves are like, if you're trading off of a daily chart and you're not trading the overnight session, like those go hand to hand. You can't try to catch daily ranges without looking at opportunities during the London session and the Asia session. That's really the bad thing about trying to catch daily ranges, is that you definitely need to trade the whole day, really, and look for high probability / putting yourself always in a high risk reward scenario. Did I explain that right? But I view that inside bar candle as being an accumulation candle. So I'm looking for manipulation / distribution. Let me know if I was spot on this chart, Dad. I need the dad validation right there. Are you trading on a funded account or a live funded account? Candle structure and fib is the game. I agree. That's literally mostly what I use. The fib is probably the thing that changed my trading forever. And it's absolutely not the fib like most people will talk about. It's like, it's not, oh, okay, we have a big swing move here. I'm gonna take the fib from the high to the low and wait for 61.8 to get tapped, and I'm gonna scalp it from back to that low. It's too subjective. I don't trade it that way at all. Zero. That for me, it's like too confusing. What do you think about new schedule for Asia? Crazy moves after 9, 6 to 7, boring PA. I mean, I would need to talk about it though. Who would actually be there until like 9 p.m.? That's really the question you need to ask. Do you guys prefer being there from 6 to 8:30 or from 7 to 9:30? But the thing is, I would have actually zero life. I would need to eat on stream also. Your stop is one to run right, survive until the other side is taken out. Usually, yeah. Exactly, chart dead. So basically, like how I would treat this inside bar candle is the same way. So let's say here, I will mark out the high and the low of that bar, okay, which would be this and that right there, okay. Then I know those levels are very sensible, but I don't want to get faked out with a high risk to work with. I don't want to wait for this high to get swept and then we shift and then I try to target the opposite side of the range, just knowing that this is an accumulation candle. I'm gonna wait for us to sweep that high and then flip below the opening price and know for a fact that we are trading way below 50% of that previous print. So then know that there's a pretty big likelihood of us hitting the low of that bar. Or best case scenario, let's say we chop here, we open, we sweep the high, and we close either bearish below here or we close bearish within the range. That is going to be such an easy play back towards the slow here, which is 61. There's multiple ways to view it. I'm going to be patient. Let's do that. What would you recommend a beginner to start off when it comes to learning how to trade? Candlesticks, candlesticks, candlesticks. What is a candle? And stop looking for entry models. Stop, like, you don't need to know yet why, like, you don't need to know yet when to enter. You need to know why you think price is going to go up or down on the higher time frame. I used to hear that so much before, but I was always like, nah, I don't mind. I'm scalping. I'm gonna scalp an internal high anyways. I don't care about the higher time frame. I was completely wrong. Pure ignorance. Is this applicable to the daily inside bar or hourly and 4 hour? Yes, absolutely. That's how I trade most of my candles also, by like using a similar framework. But let's say, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'll give you an example of a bullish candle. Usually when a bullish candle prints on the higher time frame, let's say we print a 4 hour candle. Depending on the structure that we form, usually I would expect the next candle to close bullish, okay? When this doesn't happen, okay, there will be scenarios where we're going to sweep the high. Let's say we sweep the high and we start closing back within the range. The main mistake that I see people taking reversals is that they take the first shift as soon as that 4 hour high gets swept, okay, and then try to target the opposite side of the range. You know how many buyers there is within the sprint? The only way for me to look for a short is if we capitulate below 50 to 61.8% of that bar and we're trading here. When we're trading here, now I know those buyers are absolutely being squeezed. So then I'll look for a short back down towards the bottom of that low. Then it only makes sense for me to look for a trade there, even if that candle is fluctuating. But until then, if it's still fluctuating here, I still have the belief that this candle has more chances of reflipping back bullish than truly closing bearish. Until we see price going down below that lower quarter, I would say like the last 30% of the previous bar, for me, there's still a chance of us flipping. Bro is about to turn into a 24-hour streamer at this point. Yeah, if I trade from like 6:30 or like 6 to 9:30, nah, that would be That'd be so hard. It wouldn't be that bad, but I wouldn't be trading the AM session with you guys then. Your trading style takes so much discipline because you don't just answer on every move, and I haven't seen you go on tilt yet. One thing I will never, you gotta trust me, I will never, ever, ever in my life go on tilt on stream. It's impossible. There is zero way of me doing it. I'm always gonna accept my fate, my loss, and move. Maybe I can take 2 trades, but even that, you can't see me tilt. It will never happen. That is a guarantee. And yes, I require so many things to happen before I answer, and I have a lot of confidence in my ability to frame the direction. So, I mean, this is why I'm being so patient. So currently, this first hourly bar, sorry, closed bullish, and has an hourly unfilled gap right above us. So there is a pretty big likelihood of us reaching that hourly unfilled gap if we break structure now. Let's say around 33. If we break that high, I would say there could be a scalp from 34 back towards that gap with the stop loss being at 09. Would I take this? No, because this is an inside bar candle. I would have wanted to see this low being swept before actually considering the fact that we have a lot of chances of hitting the high. Like here, if I take a look at this hourly chart, if I was looking at a 1 minute, would I predict that the next bar would close bullish or bearish? Or it's 250-50, so I don't touch anything? In my opinion, since it's an inside bar candle, plus there is a pretty small bottom wick, not big enough. We did not sweep 61. We have a forward gap below us. We're opening up higher on the daily chart. We definitely do. Like I'm just gonna stay out until the next candle. That's really what I'm gonna say. But I know there's a pretty big likelihood of us reaching the gap, but for me to predict that it's gonna close bullish on the next one is very hard. That is a big level for us to see potential move back down towards the 4-hour gap. You have to see here if prices are being respected or disrespected. I'll give you $20 to tilt right now. What's up, Tyler? Oh, shit. 20 bucks for tilting. That's good. I'm gonna pay for the Chipotle. First time trying out in a Moss style trade. Let's go. Today's my birthday. Where are you lying, Musa? Do you guys know on paper today's my birthday? August 4th, 2003. My real birthday's in July though, so you can't ask why. So that's how you know I was born in Africa. On God. First time Brett heard that, it was like, there's no way. First time anyone in the team heard that, it was like, they were actually, they're like, who the hell? It's not my real birthday. It's just my birthday in on paper. No, I'm a Cancer. I was born in July, but on paper, I'm born in August. I used to play against also Africans before, that did not have the right date of birth, but like from 3 years. They were like delayed 3 years. Bro was like 16 years old on papers, but he was truly 19. What the hell are you on about? It looks like you, I'm telling you, this is the type of shit that you don't have in America. That shit is normal, bro. All my friends are 0 and 0 and you have fake papers. Fuck no. No, basically I'll explain what happened. So I'm born in Algeria, okay? And I'm born in the mountain. Alright. Like mountains meaning that it's like the the life there is pretty different, okay? Especially back in 2003, which is the year of my birth year. And I think what happened was at the time there was like the first like private clinic in the city, and then instead of going into like a public hospital in like the capital, we went to that private clinic, and they ended up not giving the birth certificate or something like this, which they were supposed to. And yeah, they just realized I was not born on until August 4th, and on August 4th they were like, what the hell? So I had to wait 1 more month to hit my first casino at 18. I think you guys it's 21 in the States, but here it's 18. Yeah, but that shit is pretty normal, and I would say in Africa in general. Birthday SMC. Birthday SMC is pretty tough, not gonna lie. Yeah, there's actually an SMT between my real date of birth and my papers. I'm telling you, I'm really born in the mountains. You guys don't know, but like truly. Like the main language that I speak, maybe like maybe a million people speaks it in this world. Maybe. I do speak French, yeah. But I speak French, English, and another language also. Darija, no, I don't speak Arabic. I speak this. Wait. I speak Campbell's, yep. That's my other language. I've been speaking Campbell's the last 4 years, so. Where did you learn it? It's I speak um we speak this at home. That's like the main language we speak. Now you'll see like maybe in this chat there's like one person that can speak it, maybe, and like they already follow me because they knew I was like Algerian. Maybe we speak the same language but different dialect. Yeah, you I don't understand Arabic at all. We can literally have a full conversation in Camels that no one will understand. It can get really deep with those Camels, I'm telling you. I'm a Tunisian and I'm half, and I have no idea how to talk. Yeah, you see, like you're gonna have people. Most people are like that. They're like half native, but they don't speak it. Finding someone who speaks it, it's hard. What's the best source for candle knowledge? I don't really look at YouTube at all. I learned most of my concepts through just um, staring at those candles in backtesting. Okay, like do this. When you go in backtest, look at the 1 hour chart, or just look at the 15 or the 30 or the 4 hour, and just try to predict the next one, the closure of the next one, and see how well you do. Okay, like okay, next one's gonna go to the upside, next one's gonna go to the downside, and then sometimes you're gonna see, oh, you were not able to see the full closure, but you were able to see a move from there, and then you're like, gonna be like, oh shit, maybe I can, maybe I can scalp this. That's really how it all started. But a lot of self-teaching, I would say. You got to do self-teaching. Yep, that's crazy. The day of birth shit. There's still the video, guys. If you guys want to see it, if you guys want to prove, go on Tradeify TV's Instagram, and I think it's just Tradeify Funding's Instagram, and there is a video of us in the yacht. Okay, and they were giving us like questions. I think they were asking Brett questions about facts of each and everyone that was on the yacht. He literally inversed ICT. Wait, how? How did you get invited to join Tradeify? I just reached out. I actually just reached out. But I was definitely like so active. You can see the passion in someone also. Like I was active back then. Like I had a YouTube channel since 2024 posting short form content and YouTube long form content. I was like 20. And yeah, I reached out. Everything went from there. I'm just watching a clip of me that Tradeify TV posted on their YouTube channel. I was like, yo, my stop loss was wide as shit. Because you learn some of his concepts and then you use the framework of coming back into the range as your draw rather than external liquidity. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. I just find the quickest move. The quickest and easiest money trade. Big up, man. I am learning a lot from you. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate every single one of you who are showing love in the chat. You know, it means a lot. I definitely if I had an impact on you using candlesticks or using a certain framework, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know and put a smile on my face. It's important. So here currently we have this hourly candle sweeping the high of the previous hourly bar within that gap. So in order for me to take a short, we would need to start closing below 88. Okay, for me to actually look at shorts and see that 76 low having a lot of chances of being swept, and then using the low here as 76 as stops in order to run back towards 760. It would be a counter trend play though. Best play we can find is we actually disregard the framework and we push up very aggressively within the range, and then we will inverse that gap on the hourly. If you saw that exact pattern on the one, would you buy or would you sell the next candle? If that next candle closes here and you inverse that gap after tapping into that bullish one, where do you think the next bar would close? I would say bullish. And at that moment, since the 8 p.m. is also going to open, then I'm going to use it as fuel in order to drive us back up towards the daily high. So let's see how far we can go above that. Let's say like if we can close around the 65, it would be good. Be Gucci. Moss, have you seen BDM react to one of your clips? Yeah, I saw. I actually sent him the clip. I was like, yo, bro, you gotta react to this clip. I was like, make it viral. I was like, yeah, no worries, brother. 2 days later, that guy's a grinder, bro. I sent him the video 2 days later. It was already out with like 300,000 views. There is one guy working, it's BDM. Unbelievable framework, bro. Even I started to implement it. Let's go. Amazing. How do you know the right entry? That's a whole other talk. A whole other world. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the orb strategy. No, it wasn't Brett's yacht. No. It was a rented yacht for a day. Is it Brett's yacht? Imagine. For owning a yacht, you gotta be rich, rich. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So coming back in 45 seconds if you guys give me the time to wash my hands. But let's reach 300 likes for the first like goal. I am going to be giving away 150k select account for that first like goal. Then, my goal is always to give away around like 3 to 4 accounts. Okay. 20 push-ups live. You guys want me to do like a push-up challenge? I just did chest also in the gym. Push-up challenge. Waiting for the next trade. We could do that. Okay, I'm coming back in 45 seconds, but make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying, and yeah, coming back. I'm back. It was quite long, no? You can see that this was the first time I actually washed my hands, so. No, you don't need it. You clearly work out enough. How you doing from Canada? Doing great. What about you? Okay, so here we are seeing in real time that move back down from the gap. I would say would be a very good short opportunity if we can see an hourly bar closing back within the range, very close to that low, giving us the entry for the short plus the 4-hour unfilled gap. That would be insane. We can, you see, like, what this candle is still fluctuating, okay? But if this candle ends up, you know, trading all the way back here, look at the size of that upwick. It will be pretty much a, okay, it's just a 50-point upwick. It's gonna be a 50-point upwick, but you'll see, like, it's gonna be a pretty large upwick. So then basically the closer we get to that opening price, the more I know, the more chances we have of actually distributing below it. And once we find sellers below that opening price, we're just gonna dump back down towards the unfilled gap. So that's probably gonna be the best play from the 8 p.m. open. If we can sweep that range high and close bearish, then try to scalp 760 will be so good. But in terms of like, when do I think price is actually going to capitulate and sell off, I would say like that part right here. If we start trading below like the 90s, like 95s, 800, then we break structure here. Likelihood of this high being protected to then see the move back below the gap is going to be damn high. But here is like the first stage. If you're in here and you were right on the play, then it's going to be a monster trade. But I don't like to trade that way because I don't know what's going to happen within the next 30 minutes. You see, like, a lot of things can happen. I feel like today is so technical. Like, I just speak about technicals. What is happening with me? How many push-ups are we doing? I don't think people want to look at me doing push-ups at all. Yeah, nobody cares. I think actually nobody cares. Are you dodging my question, bro? No, what is it? Are we doing double the gift tonight? We did the we already did the 2 accounts that I owed you guys yesterday, so I'm not gonna do double because of that. Okay, how many legs do we have first? That's the first thing I need to ask myself. 237. That is so weak. What the hell is happening, chat? 237 likes. You guys want 150 Ks? Select? Ew, no. Everyone wants to participate to the push-up challenge. Funny thing is, you ain't beating me. Even if you participate, you ain't beating me. I'm not trying to. I am not letting you beat me on a push-up challenge. That's for sure. How many likes do we have? 266. At 300 likes, I'm giving away the first account. Okay, 150K select account. So make sure to like the stream, and subscribe to the channel, my brothers. Damn, the video we just posted on the channel is so good. Damn, I'm actually watching it. Damn. Order failed. Yo, the video we just posted is gas. It's so fire. Damn. Go watch it. Actually, go watch it. It's okay. You know what? I'm gonna use the Asian motion on that video. That's for sure. We might need to use the Asian motion on that video. Thinking about it right now. What time did it post it? I did not even know. Let me see. Why don't you have your own Discord? I already have my own Discord. I just don't promote it. You haven't eaten healthy fruits lately. Bring back strawberries. I swear I haven't eaten any fruits lately. Before, you know, I was starting to cut in the beginning of the summer, so let's say my desserts were only like fruits, and those fruits would be like low calorie fruits also. Like I was being very you know, aggressive on the cut, so I was only eating strawberries and watermelons, the most part, I would say. And what else? Blackberries also. That's pretty much the three things I was eating for dessert, and I replaced those for ice cream. On God, I replaced them. Instead of eating fruits, I'm literally eating ice cream every single night. Every single night. I'm not skipping one night. Oh God, this is. So now you see, like, my belly's gonna be a little bit more fluffy. I don't mind, bro. Having a six-pack is lame anyways. Having a six-pack is lame anyways, guys. Don't believe the six-pack hype. It's shit. But for real though, like walking with a six-pack is like, I don't know. If you are genetically gifted to a point where you can eat whatever and still have a six-pack, you know, that is one thing. But if you're actually, I would say, like you're actually not eating certain stuff to have that six-pack, it's good for the summer. But after that, bro, I can promise you, no one's gonna give a damn about that six-pack, or in general, if you're doing that for you, which is like half true anyways. Let's not get into that debate. We already went into that debate once. But I would say, like, it's good for the summer, and then when the summer starts dying, you're back with a dead bud. That's always what I do. I bulk during I bulk from I bulk from September all the way to May. I'm not bulking like that though, like I'm maintaining most of the time, but I would say I definitely eat whatever I want. And I think at my age though, it doesn't really matter anyways. I burn so much calories anyways just from existing. What kind of ice cream? I've been hitting those how's it called, drumsticks. They're called drumsticks. You buy them at Costco for like the cheapest price, for like what, like $8, and I just destroy them every night. But the thing is, they have like half of them are caramel and half of them are fudge. I wished it were the 18 of them were just freaking fudge. Bro, caramel are like, I don't like caramel. I'm not a caramel guy. I'm a chocolate guy. And they're only like 200 calories, so you can probably smash 2 of them easily. I can easily smash 2 of them, but I'm not doing it. How old are you? I am 23 years old. But age is just a number. Age is just a number. Everyone tells me that I have a how is it called? Old soul. I have an old soul. Do all firms, once you go live, let you get back on sim after you blow? I'm pretty sure 90% of them do. I love those, bro. Yeah, they're so fire. I don't trust people who don't like caramel. Bro, they are. Yeah, let me know if you ever ate drumsticks, but for me, the fudge is way better than caramel. It's not that they're bad, like I will eat them anyways. I don't care. Most of the time, I don't even eat for like the flavor. I just eat to eat. I'm telling you, when you start eating tuna cans, you know that you just eat for the for the benefit of eating, you know? How has the year been so far? Amazing, like just truly amazing. I was able to request payouts throughout most months. I would say every month. I think the month of March, I was able to request a payout only on like the 3rd or 4th, and then got destroyed after. April was like getting back on my feet, and then March, no, not March, May, June, July were great. Thank you, thank you. You see, I have an old soul. Definitely have an old soul and very smart for your age. You're on your way, but I appreciate you. JMC, thank you. Okay, currently within this bar, we are seeing quite some aggression below the opening price. It is still not the perfect scenario for me to frame a short, because we are still at that 50-50 mark. We could spike back up and that candle could close bullish, and made me want to wait, like make me want to wait a little bit more. So here, if we displace below 50% and start accepting below, and we're very close to that low, the likelihood of us accepting the most recent order block to sweep that low and then use it as fuel to then see that 59 level and then potentially seeing that 4-hour gap is pretty damn likely. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. The thing that I would want to see truly is us going back up right now and then going back all the way down here and breaking structure. If we can see this happening, so fake out of the buyers, then trapping them, it will be such an easy play for me. But anything within this range is pretty much a prediction. Even if I sold here or selling here, we could see a price pushing back above the open very aggressively within the next few minutes. We've seen those moves where that candle just fully fluctuates in the opposite direction, and it's impossible for us to get a read before that. I'm gonna wait. Do you still look to improve / change your model? Not anymore. I still keep track of it, but I think most of the adjustments were added to make it as mechanical as possible and to understand the likelihood of us seeing drawdown and not seeing any within the trade. A lot of that work was done in 2025, I would say, or even beginning of this year. God damn, I did not see that. I was looking at the chart, the chat. Holy shit. Okay, that's not bad. I like it. I like that. Okay, so there's two things that can happen. Either we hold this gap, hold this breaker, and we push up, and that candle will close bullish, or we absolutely fake out those buyers. We go all the way back down and we close at the 90s. That would be the biggest squeeze, and will definitely drive us back down towards the 60s. If we get that short, oh my god, I'm boarding. I am boarding that short. Oh my god. Have you ever traded in like the 15 or 30-second time frame? Yes, I did, and probably the worst experience ever. I think there's a lot of noise within those lower time frames. Even the 1-minute chart, you got to be very careful with how you read it. So I did, and I would say there's a lot of randomness. The lower the time frame, the more data there is available, and there's going to be a lot of spikes that are going to be for reasons that you can't really explain. You show your trade entries, yeah. You only trade Asia? No, I trade the New York session also. My bravo. Let's see how we close here. If that 15 can fluctuate back down and close bearish. Oh my. Oh my. What a wonderful time. Also, today is a day where I'm gonna eat at 11 p.m. or like even after 11 p.m. I'm gonna smash more than 3,000. Like, no, what am I talking about? Maybe like 2,700, something like that, calories. Since I haven't eaten the whole day. Plus, I went to the gym. Plus, I will do hella cardio at like 8:30. So like at 8:30 flush, as soon as the stream ends, and we take the banger trade, I am flying immediately to the soccer field, and we have a soccer game. I went to the gym and still did not eat. You know, some people will call me crazy, but I am that kind of crazy. I did not eat one singular thing today. But the only thing I ate that you can consider being like food is the milk in my coffee. Like lattes, 2 lattes, one of them being 11:45 or like lunch. Yeah, lunch. And I think it was during the stream, so like 12:30. We took a win today during the stream, by the way. So count that. Count that. And then the other one was at 5 p.m. That's bad. Taking a coffee at 5 p.m. is so bad. I used to get too much static on the 1 minute, so I answer on the 1 minute. You around 5 minutes to watch my trade. Yeah, that's a very smart thing to do. If you don't want to see too much fluctuations and start panicking in your trade and like going break even too soon, go on the 5 minute and let that bar close. Even if it goes down, it will create a wick and then push back up or down if you want. I missed yesterday. How was your sister's cooking? It was great. It was absolutely great. I ate like 2 burgers, 2 steaks, hella chicken. It was good. If you're trying to build muscle, then working out, not eating isn't helping you. But if you're trying to get lean, the thing is, like, I barely move. I barely move. So if I eat, I'm gonna get fat. But yeah, I'm trying to maintain whatever I have currently. So we're seeing that move, very aggressive move. You see why I was saying that I needed to see a break below the 80s here for me to truly consider a true shift in market structure. We need to go below, aggressively below 61.8 to 70% of that previous candle for me to be like, okay, those bars actually did not step in. And there's a way bigger likelihood of us seeing the low of that bar than the high. So then currently I am gonna look for a trade. A lot of things can change within the next 12 minutes, so let's wait. I'm in Dublin. It's almost 1 a.m. and there was so much talk about ice cream that I had to go get a sweet treat. Let's go, Gio. Damn, also Gio, you almost won. You almost won the account earlier. But I think, yeah, Kate was closer. I tried though. I tried to give you guys the account. I take 10K steps before eating anything. That's amazing. You're definitely lean as hell. Question. Okay, G star. Always ask good questions, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. Chad GTT. Did you guys see that meme? Chad DTT. Definitely Chat GPT style questions, but let's see. Question: higher win rate or higher risk reward with a low win rate? Doesn't a higher win rate protect a prop firm account better, while a low win rate risk reward strategy can fail after an early losing streak? Yes, but I would say the firms adapted in a way where those new accounts don't have any consistency rules. When you have a consistency rule and you have a super tight drawdown, then it doesn't really make any sense to trade a higher risk reward because your risk of ruin is too high. The amount of back-to-back losses that you can take when you have a 40% win rate is so damn high. Like, let's say the likelihood of the exact statistic is if you had a 1 to 3 risk to reward with a 40% win rate, which makes you extremely profitable, then there is a 99% chance that in your next series of 100 trades, you encounter more than a 5 trade losing streak. When if you have a, let's say, 1-to-1 risk to reward with a 75% win rate, or let's say a 0.8 risk to reward, so you're risking even more than what you're willing to make. With a 75% win rate, you only have 4% chance of that happening. That's on the, I have the graphic here, but that is to say that if your job, okay, if you really want to never blow those accounts, okay, but aim for consistent base hits, and it would take 2 to 3 months before requesting the payout, and you are able to be patient, okay, you're someone who's patient and likes the process, then I would say a lower risk to reward is going to be the play. But now it's not really a question of risk to reward anymore, because those firms adapted in a sense where there's no consistency, so you can choose whatever. But there is good and bad with both. Okay, if you experience a losing streak with a low risk to reward system, then it goes against why you chose it in the first place, but it will happen. So how are you going to react to it? But yeah, I mean, for me, okay, if I have the final answer, for me, it's low risk to reward, because my brain, for some reason, when I get in a trade, knowing that there is 60% chance of me losing, cannot get past the fact that that trade is luck, and never truly found any success in my data backtesting a strategy that was mechanical with a higher risk to reward. So I am someone who believes in data, believes that previous price action will repeat itself, and the market functions in a way where price can go from A to B because of something. And yeah, so that's pretty much my whole answer. Yeah, but high risk reward is, in my opinion, the way to go with a live account. Definitely. That those abnormal results, or the asymmetry of the results, is what will beat the market. If I was trading only a live account, I would not go for 0.8 risk to reward trades. I wouldn't. Why? Because it would take me a lot of risk for me to make, let's say, above 200K in a year. So much risk. I would say from anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 per trade on a 15 to 30 point scalp, which is pretty much heart attack zone. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means that psychologically, when you're trading with your own bread, it's different. And with props, I am willing to make that bet anytime with a lower risk to reward. Anytime. So currently we're seeing the move back up. We are most likely going to close above 44. Let's see what happens within the next 5 minutes. Hopefully that candle doesn't end up closing like shit, because if it does, we are going to have a problem. We haven't seen the greatest Asia sessions, guys. Look, just look. What are we doing? Please. We are stuck inside that 60-point range since the open. And really consider that being an 80-point range. We are really stuck inside this 65-point range. So for me, if I'm looking at this, it's hard to say, man. I would have wanted way more aggression above the high, and us disrespecting this gap around the 70s for me to frame the long back towards that daily high. It looks like it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to happen within the London session. I'm mad. You know why I'm mad? Yesterday, I took a, I don't know how it filled my stop loss, but it actually never reached my stop. It's so crazy. It was like maybe 3 ticks away, of course. but it never tapped my stop loss, which is so weird. Maybe I got filled on the bid. Really market, but yeah, because it ended up hitting the target. It ended up going up after the open, which is exactly what I was looking for, and maybe even adding to this position. But I don't know. I don't know what happened yesterday. I think like the open was so aggressive that I don't know. The orders got skipped for some reason. But my play was well thought. The exact same play we take every single Asia session, but it is what it is. So what are we now? 18-6 or 19-6? How many wins did we take? Okay, 18-6. Okay, that's still not bad. So I have a I still have a 3 KD. 3 KD is good. Okay. If we maintain that 3 KD, we're good. Oh, it's gonna be a hard trade to take, guys. Holy shit. Can get invalidated in 1 second, bro. You can like I need to take a decision right now, but it could get invalidated in literally 1 second. You know what? The first entry is going to be here, but it's going to be very light risk. Like I would really want the open to be so aggressive to a point where it just never comes back. I'll see what I can do here, but I am willing to cut out that trade so fast if it doesn't go my way. It's like I need to enter here, but that's really the hard part of that trade. Because you see that gap for me, if we invalidate that gap on the hourly, the next bar is probably gonna print to the upside and very aggressively too, but we are so close. We're not far away from it, so it's not sure that we're gonna close above it. Looking at the hourly chart plus like that 15-minute candle's opening price, I would want us to like close bullish on that next bar. And then you gotta also worry about the open. How aggressive is it gonna be? Get the fuck out! What the fuck is this? I think I have no other choice but to enter at 46 and then leave after if there's anything. Okay, so I'm gonna be in here. Come on, bro. You don't pick me up on that one. You gotta pick me up on that one. We're gonna stay there like this. I'm pretty sure like there's a pretty big likelihood of us opening up. Or anyways, that's gonna be my full-on position. And we're definitely opening up higher now. Damn, I missed that shit, bro. Come on, open low. I want to engage here though. Yeah, man. Let's see what happens here. I'm in the longs. I want to see an aggressive open. Oh my days. Last bar is playing tricks on us. I'm gonna enter the second contract right here. Gonna build up a position. So I'm in 2. Bro, that 8 p.m. is so fucking unreadable, bro. If it doesn't move up from there, it's gonna be reps for us. It needs to go up from here, from that 15-minute sweep. Come on, boy. Just give that shit to me, man. Give it to us. Put my stop loss. Let me put my stop loss here. Z. Connerie, là. Oh my days. What the hell is that? What the fuck is that? Oh my god, that's gonna be a loss. What the fuck was that? One freaking handle. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. It does. Oh my god. That was so dirty, bro. Oh my days. That was perfect also. Shit. What is that resweep, bro? That 5 is gonna close bearish. We're fucked. It's over. Didn't get the flip. Got hit with a squeeze. What is this action? It goes back up again. No, bro. Nah, this is definitely not what I wanted to see, bro. That's lame. Need that 5 to open high, bro. Come on. Open up. Open high on their face. Let that be the squeeze. Let that be the fucking squeeze, bro. Come on. That fucking be the squeeze, bro. Come on. You know what, bro? Fuck it, bro. I'm going break even. If it doesn't push from now, bro, from that 5-minute open, we're fucked. Anyways, so what is that action? What am I supposed to do here? It's most likely gonna be a break even right here. Shut up. Why is my phone doing that? That 5 opens up higher, bro. If we close strong here, we're good. Come on, Brev. Come on, que. Que. Respect, que. Oh my god! What is that? Yo, that trade is torture, bro. Oh god. Yo. It should go now. It should. Come on, boy! I'm like that! So tough! 19-6! Come on, boy! Nah, that was so tough. Bro, that break here, bro? Nah, they got us on the fake out here. Holy shit. Can we get some fucking W's in the chat? Come on, boy! Nah, I'm like that. I'm actually like that. 19-6, I'm actually like that. Fuck, that was so satisfying, bro. The fucking last bar that played with our fucking... Bro. I don't know why this trade was just so lame in the first place, but god damn, bro. GG's. God damn, GG's, guys. Fuck. That was intense. 19-6. Talk to me nice, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Hell yeah. Don't you over risk if you're nervous like this, bro. Try trading in front of 1,000 people on Asia stream with 3 coffees in your veins, no food. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you do. Wow, nah. Nah, guys, you saw the exit? Damn. You see? Nah, that exit was tough too. Damn. Let's go. Shit. Okay, let me grab some water, bro. That was so tough. Yeah, like the stream, guys. Like the stream. We're gonna run hella giveaways today. Let's do it. Respect, mama. Respect. It's not respect, mama. It's respect. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, drumstick time. You know what? I'll for sure. I talked about this with Brett. He was like, "Yo, you gotta eat on stream." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I'll have like one day where I'll let you guys choose whatever I eat. Imagine like I eat like a seafood boil in front of you guys with the gloves, and I try to trade with it. That's gonna be messy. What was your size on that? Size don't matter, bro. Actually, it doesn't. It was two minis. Let's go. Damn, I lost. How, Taro? Bro, those opens, they've done the same shit since the last 6 Asia sessions were the exact same opens. Because I'm keeping track of them. The exact same opens to the exact same fib level. That shit is weird. Did you sweat? Or if I do this, bro, you guys are gonna see some terrible thing. I took the wrong trade. Didn't know to copy. I know I shouldn't laugh, but that's still kind of funny, Taro. Moss, I've been trading your model and love it, but last 6 days have been win loss, win loss, win loss. How do you deal with break-even streaks like that? Makes me feel I was off on my win rate. Like, the thing is, when we trade, we tend to forget what happened in the backtest, because when we backtest, we skip through days so fast and we just try to put in those reps. And we forget that when we are like in that day and we're waiting 4 hours for that setup to come, and then it loses, we feel a certain way about it. And I would say that's really a moment where when you have win loss, and you're just break even on the month, this is a moment where you need your data to help you out mentally. You need to look back at your data and be like, damn, you know what? I have no control over the outcome, zero control over the outcome. The only thing I was supposed to do, I've done that in the past, which was backtesting. I have my folders filled with previous pictures, previous action. I know it works. Let me take my time, and I'll let the market meet with my strategy. That's the best, kind of mental cope that I do when I have a break-even streak. And if you want me to be completely honest, I'm not in winning streaks at all too often. Okay, my month will look like this: win, loss, win, win, no trades, loss, loss, win, 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 loss, win, win. And then here, let's say you were there. Within the last 6 trades that you took, you were break even, net positive 0. Or even probably negative if you traded the 0.8 risk to reward. But that risk to reward will make up for it. The fact that you have such a low risk to reward, if you give it enough tries, you will hit eventually that winning streak throughout the month, or you will hit that 3 to 4 back-to-back winning streak that will help you mentally and be like, okay, now I'm seeing some progress. It's really about the progress that you don't see. So first, cope by using your data and all the work that you've done in the past to confirm that what you trade has positive expected value, has edge. And second, give it enough tries. Let it be. Let it be. Let the trade play out. Let it enough time to hit the target before actually, coming to a conclusion. Damn, I walked and was gone for an hour, and you still here locked in speaking facts and data. Let's go. That's all I do, bro. That's all I do. Can you tell us which song playlist it is? I have no clue. If it was for me, bro, I would have been listening to some rap songs. Some Drakey Draco. Teach me, baby. Hold my phone and say you need me, man. Yeah, I would have been blasting that. Do you still back this these days? No, I actually don't. I miss those times. But that was my #1 priority in the past. How many likes do we have? Let's start hosting the giveaways right now. Unless you have a pretty good voice, you should sing more often. Right? This is not true. Teach me, baby. Hold my phone and say you need me, baby. Imagine if we get, imagine if we get striked, DMCA strike, because I was singing that song. Yeah, that would be so bad. I think we already have one strike because of Nick. It was like, he was playing whatever song. I don't know why, but okay, we have 446. Okay, so first light goal was 300. Second light goal usually it's 420. Third light goal 520. Okay, let's hit 520 right now, right here, right now. All right, chat. I'll do giveaways right there. I usually do them like right after I take my trade because I always take a trade around like that time. Yeah, that PA sucks. Oh my god. When I saw that we broke at 801, I'm telling you, I had the 99.9% confidence that the next bar was going to be bullish, which wasn't. And then here on that break, I was like, okay, I have 99% in me that tells me that we're going to break that low at least, which didn't happen. So like, okay, that just tells me that the PA is completely all over the place. But at least my framework was right. First time watching. Nice to see someone who has enough balls to post both the wins and losses. Great trade, by the way. Appreciate you, my brother. Of course, I post the wins, I post the losses. I tell you guys when I blow my accounts. I still blow accounts because I decided to treat this whole thing, prop firms and trading props in general, as a business. And I view those, the evaluation fees as a fee that I have to pay to grow my business. And statistically, I went and digged deeper into this business, and I understood that I needed to be aggressive for me to maximize the amount of profits that I was going to make. So I can't be scared. If I want to make a big amount of money, I need to invest a big amount of money, and I need to take risks within those months. And I actually need to have a good relationship with blowing accounts and going back and doing the same thing over and over. Sim farming, exactly. Sim farming. He told you everything. It's not really sim farming. It's more of, you treat it as a business. If you really treat it as like a live account, you're gonna make great money. We're not gonna make as much as someone who's not scared of blowing the accounts. That's for sure. But everything has its time. I don't tell anyone to trade the way that I do, or I don't tell anyone to like have the same exact approach as me, because I know not everyone has the chance that I have of like either earning money on the side, um, passively, or some people have it harder. So like you can't be as aggressive as me. I don't care about blowing an eval. Some of you will absolutely care more about losing $300 in a month than the opportunity cost of you not trading a funded account, or the amount of money that you would have made with a funded account, and it's all right. I think this is the case for most people. That's why I'm more here to be like, hey, these are the opportunities in front of you. You're here. This is what you can do in the future. This is what you can start doing. This is what I found. I tried to trade my June accounts like you would have, slow and steady. I just kept getting blown out, random news candles. I'm back to slightly bigger trades that are done much quicker, and it's all good. You see, Chris, I think a lot of people, especially that are in the States or don't value that $100 eval exact like someone who lives, let's say, I don't know, I'm born in Africa, and I know that the currency where I'm born in Algeria is worth nothing. And for me, if I would have bought those accounts using that currency, I would have been scared as shit to lose one account, which most of the people who are born in the States or live in the States or Canada or Europe who earned quite good money, I would say, or at least good money in this market, you can take the advantage of that, of being a little bit more aggressive and building a buffer for yourself, and not really caring about losing that eval. So let's do the giveaways right there. 19 and 6 within the last 25 trades. So definitely happy after the, yesterday's trade was the exact same. On God, it was the exact. I can go back here. It was the exact same trade, the exact same open, the exact same retracement. But I don't know why yesterday the candle was so big. It filled me, like my stop loss was here, and it filled me while it didn't actually hit my stop loss. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. Could have been 20 and 5, but have a 4 KD, but I'll take it. So let's do some giveaways. Let's do some giveaways, my brothers. Let's host them right now. Okay, so can you guys give me some words for the giveaway? Okay, you guys gotta give me some inspiration. Okay. You guys gotta give me some inspiration, bro. Okay. Respect. Okay. Africa. Oh shit. Okay, now I know the first word. Oh shit, I know the first word. DMC ain't noticed. Okay, you guys are okay, you guys are great. Shit. Okay. No, he actually, Tony, he's gonna step in next week. I just saw the message you wrote at 6:19 p.m. Okay, the first word is crazy, but oh shit. Okay, first word is fake date of birth. Fake date of birth. I am not gonna explain, but you guys already know. Fake date of birth. Today is my fake date of birth. It's my date of birth on my papers, but my real date of birth is not there. Is not on my papers, because I explained that in the beginning. So I'm basically born a month later. on paper, which is like such an African thing. Don't cancel me. I'm African, all right? I guess that's normal anywhere else but America, but in America. Life's not that serious to a point where we truly care about it. Okay, let's select the winner. Sorrel Golf. Congrats, Sorrel Golf. You won a 150k select account. How many likes do we have? Can we get to 620 likes for me to give away a fourth account? I owe you guys 3 accounts since we're at 520. At 620, I'm gonna give you guys another account. Okay, so now let's do the other word. The other word is gonna be good. Happy fake birthday. Thank you, robot. It's ready? Okay, next word, drumsticks. Okay. That's the type of dessert I've been eating in the last month and a half. My fat ass stopped eating fruits and is just eating ice cream instead. So I guess that's the word for today. We talked about it, so it definitely is a good word. All right, let's select the winner. We have 2 more after that, probably. Congrats, Josie Lanes. Congrats, brother. You won a 150k select account from Tradeify. Make sure to have your email in your YouTube description and also type in the chat right now so we know you're here. Then, next word is going to be what can I type? Yeah. Next word, respect. I don't know why, but everything that has "k" after it is just so funny. Appreciate you, k. Respect, k. All right, we can select the winner. Congrats, Rav Boys 777. You won 150k select account. Just to make sure, do we have game night tonight? All right, it's Tuesday. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm actually tripping. I thought it was Wednesday. Life of a trader. You don't even know what day it is. All right. So then let me know when the last word is ready. All right, last word. Come on, boy. Come on, boy is the default celebration I throw out when I win my trade. Been thrown a numerous amount of times. So yeah, you can type "come on, boy" in the chat, and we'll select the winner in the next 15 seconds. I lost the chat. I don't even see it. Wait, let me log back in. Okay, let's select the winner right now. Okay, congrats, Adriana13. Are you not the person that said that you walked 10,000 steps before eating something? I think I remember it was your name, no? Can you type in the chat right now? I need to see your profile picture. Type in the chat and make sure to have your email in your YouTube description. I just want to see if I have a good memory. Yes, you. Yeah, that's you actually. Congrats. You won a 150K select account. So for everyone who won, make sure to have your email in your YouTube description and also to type in the chat so we know you're here. Thank you guys so much. It's been an amazing session. We are currently 19-6 within the last 25 trades on stream, execution, take profit, everything live. We're vibing. We're actually also hitting trades live. So the best of both worlds. So again, I appreciate you guys for being such a W chat and being supportive. You guys make my work so easy. So again, thank you guys, and I see you guys tomorrow at the same exact time. Come on, boy. Peace out.